Greeting one and all. Welcome back to Listenerland, the podcast that is growing day by day, hour by hour.
Minute by minute.
Minute by minute. Good song that, by the way. Malcolm McDonald, what a voice.
Speaking of
what
time,
a voice.
minute by minute.
Yeah.
Is that Malcolm McDonald's song?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's Doobie Brothers, I think, but it's Malcolm McDonald that sings it. You know, that he's got that funky little thing going on with the piano, and he always says, people can't play it. People think it's really hard. He says, but it's not. You just got to know where one is.
Yeah. And you do the T-Rex.
Yeah, he plays it like a T-Rex.
Speaking of numbers,
42.
30 Seconds to Mars is the band that Jared Leto is in. You know Jared Leto? The actor that was in American Psycho. He portrayed the Joker in one film.
Oh, right, yeah.
Jared Leto.
Yeah.
He's a fan of the show. He replied to a comment.
Did he really?
So, yeah, we've got Jared Leto now in the books. Another band. We've got Lenny Kravitz, Rod Stewart, Sir Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart.
Jared Leto, the man who doesn't age, is like 50. He looks like 30.
Well,
What did he comment? Why so serious?
Please stop.
Yeah.
I made a comment about a cup of tea, and he laughed and said, "Go away." No, he laughed. He said something. I can't remember what he said. You know, when you get celebrities
Go away.
dropping messages all the time, you can't keep
Go
up with
away,
it.
me immortal.
Yeah. Off you
Well,
pop.
when they're actually taking the time out to pass comment,
That's good.
That's
It is.
good.
It
It's
is.
better than wind, isn't it?
It is.
Well,
Yes.
You know, they're actually watching the show.
At least with wind you can get rid
To
of
get to read your comments, they're actually watching the show, so they're engaging with it, aren't they?
Yeah. So there we go. We've got another one in.
Yeah. And if you'd like to do your bit, all you have to do is looking at the correct camera. All you have to do is like and subscribe, ring that bell, and 5-star thumbs up on all other platforms.
TripAdvisor, give us a 5-star. I think what he's trying to say is, if you're watching this on Spotify, head over to YouTube and subscribe, and give us a like and all that razzmatazz. And if you're on YouTube, just head over to Spotify and follow us, so you don't miss out on some of this arse-clenching entertainment content.
And arse-clenching it is.
It is. Indeed.
And how are you tonight, Wayne?
I'm very well. I'm good.
You seem very good.
I'm a bit puzzled, though, because I've been...
I always thought that was your natural expression.
Well, it is, but I'm more puzzled. I'm puzzled.
Why?
Because I heard something this week, and I can't find out what it is. And the bit that I heard was Robin Trower has had to cancel his concerts.
What, the English one or the US ones?
All of them.
Right.
And due to ill health. Apparently
Okay.
he's been in hospital, and he's come out, and these doctors have advised him to cancel the concert, and he needs an emergency major operation.
Oh, dear.
And I can't find out for what. It's as though it's very secretive.
Oh, which probably means it's serious then.
Oof, it could be a blocked tear duct.
No.
No?
No, I doubt it. It's funny you should mention Robin because...
I've looked on everywhere to try and find out what it is that his problem is. And everybody all the sites that I've been on are just saying that his doctors have said that he's going to be out for a while and he needs 100% rest.
He just
And
finished
it's
a handful of...
And it's a major operation.
He just finished a handful of gigs in UK.
Yeah.
And his US tour doesn't start September.
It's cancelled the September and October one, so is that the US only tour at the moment then?
It's only got that bit left because he was planning to start that in September.
Well, they're now cancelled.
Wow. 79.
Yeah, September, October. But it doesn't say why, it just says his doctors have advised him to have a major operation as soon as possible. But
Can't
for
be good.
what?
No,
But for what? I don't know.
Don't sound good, does it?
I can't find anything.
I
And
mean,
I've been on
we're in
numerous
June
sites.
now, and he's not going to be fit for September, so it's a serious.
It's not going to be fit for October either.
No, it's a serious one. Well, all the best, Robin. Hope you recover quickly, and you can rejoin us back on the podcast if you want to come on as a guest.
After October.
After October, when you're fit and
when
well.
he's well and got these.
Yeah.
Got these
Because
backdated tours
this
out.
year, I know we always drift back to this because it's just again endorsing what we've always said, that the 70s music was like the building blocks for quite a lot of things. And it's 50 years, 1974, when he released Bridge of Sighs, which a lot of people say was his masterpiece. Well, I agree with that. It's an excellent album. It's an excellent album. But I would suggest that the album before it as well, Twice Removed from Yesterday, which was released in 73, that for me is just as good.
Isn't that what this tour is, though? Is it something like the 30th or 50th anniversary of Bridge of Sighs?
I don't know whether they were going to do it as playing the full album, but I were under impression.
I'm sure this year
they were going to do different things, because he wanted to do some stuff. When I heard an interview with him some weeks ago, he wanted to do some stuff that was from some of the albums that weren't as obvious, and there were, because he wanted to celebrate James Dewar, because there's some of the tracks that he were planning to do. James Dewar being the vocalist for him and bass player, and in my book, one of the best vocalists this country's ever produced. And he wanted to celebrate James Dewar's vocal talents by doing some of the more obscure ones, which it really showed his voice off to the full. Obviously, you know, he wouldn't be singing them, because you'd have vocalists, whoever's doing it on this next tour. But they were his songs, basically. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He made them. Hannah, off Twice Removed from Yesterday, brilliant song, really good version, done very well by James Stewart. Unfortunately, dead now as well.
In fact, that's a good point. Because I've literally only just realised that that Robin isn't singing.
No.
And the Bridge over River Sighs and all that sort of stuff.
Bridge over the River Kwais.
Sighs. A Bridge Too Far. That's the bonus track.
Yeah.
Do you know, like sometimes it looks like a showpiece for a guitarist, and there's just complimentary vocals just to like pass it off as a song.
Yeah.
None of his stuff sound like that. It sounds like he's in a band and he's a guitarist in a band.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it's the Robin Trower experience.
No.
Accompanied by...
No. He's had quite a roster over years.
Because Kenny Wayne Shepherd can appear like that. Kenny Wayne Shepherd appears like a guitarist with a bit of vocals in now and again. Whereas the Robin...
Well, yeah.
He does. But he does sing, Kenny Wayne Shepherd as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he has a singer on, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I know the point you're making there. And
Noah Hunt.
It could be...
There's no need for that, Wayne.
It could be conceived as the star of the show and his band.
Yeah.
No, I think he has always been... It's always been a band. The Robin Trower band. It always appears to be the band.
It's a good mix.
He's always had a good vocalist, whether it's been James Joe, but he retired 82, maybe a little bit later, 86, and he'd been a nil man for the rest of his career, really. So he had all these standing vocalists from then on.
What was the ginger-haired chap that we saw?
I don't remember his name.
No, he looked a bit like
I can
Mick
never
Hucknell,
remember
actually.
his name.
He had a rate set apart.
He did.
They were very similar. They were very similar.
When we went to see Robin Trower,
right.
he had a ginger, but he looked like Mick Hucknell. But he wanted him.
Well,
but he got long ginger hair. He got a rate set of pipes in.
He sounded very similar to James Stewart. Not as good, but he was similar style of vocalist. Robin is just a guitar player and an excellent gurner. He's always been famous for both of them.
Do you think he would have been more famous if he was a bit prettier?
I don't think so. Look at Gary Moore. There were nobody worse than him for gurning.
I know, but like in a world of vanity, and that's what is.
That's it. That's the thing.
I know.
There were no social media back then.
If Jimi Hendrix looked like Gary Moore, or would he have been as successful?
Well, would Bon Jovi have been as successful if he looked like Robin Trower?
Did you know that Bon Jovi was in a band with Mick Jagger in the 70s?
Called...
Did you know?
No. Bon Jagger?
For a few seconds, he was in a band.
No.
He was... Bon Jovi was getting out of a cab in New York in, 1974. The Rolling Stones were just doing something in New York, and...
They'd been at his uncle's studio, wouldn't it?
Let me finish.
Sorry.
And he was just getting out of the car, and there's all this press around taking snaps, and it's Mick Jagger walking out the street. And Bon Jovi's got all his big hair on and stuff like that. He's not famous at the time, but Bon Jovi shoves his photographers out of the way because he's trying to get out of the cab. and Mick Jagger gets his arm around and says, "Oh, this is a band member for my new band, The Frogs." Someone takes a picture and Mick Jagger disappears. And Bon Jovi is like desperate. He really wants somebody to send him this picture because he's been hankering for it since the 70s. Mick Jagger, who didn't know him from Adam, gets his arm around him in the 70s and says that we're in a band called The Frogs, and then walks off.
Yeah.
How good's that?
He's going to love that.
So Bon Jovi was in a band with Mick Jagger.
For
The Frogs.
The Frogs. Yeah.
What the actual band called, The Frogs?
Oh, I don't know.
The Trogs. Is that what you're thinking of?
The Tadpoles?
I don't know, I just thought... it just sounded... When you said The Frogs, I thought...
There was a band called Trogs.
Yeah, they were Trogs, weren't they? I just thought they were frogs as well. I could be wrong. It just sounded...
Yeah.
Well, his uncle had a studio. That's probably where Jagger were. Called Power Station in New York.
Oh,
and he
okay.
used to work there getting coffees. He used to run up and down the street getting Mick Jagger his cigarettes.
They did that thing though, didn't they, when they were doing flatbed truck and advertising some songs and stuff. Yeah.
And he would gopher.
Oh.
Bon Jovi was the gopher. And he used to go running around for Bowie, Jagger, whoever were in studio at the time.
Do you know the song? So we're slipping into Bon Jovi.
Slippery when wet.
I've derailed you. That's not a link, by the way. I pulled a face like you should know that. Like blocked tear ducts, you sort of had a moment where you looked at me like, is this a reference to a song? No, it's just a bad joke. The song Bad Medicine, do you know how that came about?
No.
Your love is like bad medicine.
Well, I like his version.
Mine's the Vic Reeves version.
Okay.
It was about Richard Sambora was having a bit of trouble with his girlfriend at the time because she was nothing but a pain in the ass, and she was creating him a lot of grief in physical terms and emotional terms. It's because he was dating a prostitute. And at one point, he was just like, your love is like bad medicine. And Bon Jovi was like, oh, that's a good one, that.
And that's how it came about.
That's how it came about.
We'll have that.
The man always wanted to be Bruce Springsteen.
Well, Jersey Boys, weren't they? Not Jersey Boys, Boston, was it?
No, Jersey.
Jersey Boys.
Yeah, no, Jersey.
He had a crush on another band who was big in Jersey, and they did Old Grey Whistle test. Can't what you call them though. They wore like waistcoats and suits, but they were very like. John Bon Jovi says that he stole all his moves from them.
I don't know.
But they were them and Bruce Springsteen, and they'd often like bump into him in bars and stuff like that.
No. He always like a pop version of it. He always wanted to be a pop version, but there's some of the songs they weren't ever going to be a Springsteen songs. But
no,
he always wanted to be that type, and they wanted to be the rock band, and he wanted to be the Bruce Springsteen. But once the money took hold and once the popularity took hold,
they were happy.
Yeah,
Both
you go with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think when you strap yourself to a harness and you start like gliding through the stage, I think that's when you know you're not going to be Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, and they always get a lot of stick for wearing cowboy hats and check shirts. You know, when they did the old cowboy bit.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because they're about far removed from being cowboys. They did say though Eagles, didn't they?
Yeah, but to be fair, the line is, "I'm a cowboy. I'm on a steel horse I ride," which is a car.
Yeah, but that's a bike. So you don't.
All right, a bike then.
You don't need a cowboy hat, do you? Eagles did exactly the same thing. They got onto that sort of semi-country vibe, which is now called Americana, and they put on check shirts and Cuban heels, and they were cowboys.
Wait, that's called Americana, is it?
Yeah, it is now.
I thought it's Americana.
No, that's in Americana. Everything comes under so many different titles. It's difficult to keep up with what they're sort of referencing nowadays. I think it's just rock music basically, or it's folk, or it's folk music with a country twang, or it's rock music with a soft edge, hard edge, whichever you want to call it. But have you noticed, or is it just me? We're talking about subcultures here, genres. Is this genre dying? Is a subculture dying? Because at one time of day, the youth would all form little gangs because that's the type of music we liked.
And dress quite.
Yeah, and dress similar, like the punk and the new wave, new romantics, the rockers. Going back to Teddy Boys, they all had all these little subcultures where the youth populated whichever one they were drawn to. because the music is digested differently these days, they're not interacting within them groups anymore. So therefore, these little subcultures aren't as popular, I mean, the last ones would have been something like emos. What's come along since?
It would have been emos, your indie sleaze.
Skater Boys.
Yeah,
but that's like 10, 15 years ago.
And the reason for that is it's the need to fit in. So when you're in school or when you're younger, you want to fit in and you find little cliques that you fit in with.
Yeah.
But since like the late noughties, social media's taken over and the need to fit in is more of an online social presence. So the clique's bigger and it's more dilute.
Yeah.
So
although they are listening to more diverse music than they used to do, because at one time of day...
Some are.
Well, some are, because at one time of day, if you were listening to, I don't know, if you were a new romantic, then you'd be listening to Spandau Ballet and things like that. If you're a punk, you'd be listening to Stranglers, you'd listen to Sex Pistols. But because you've got Spotify and other platforms that are giving you these playlists, what you were referencing the other week,
Yeah.
you get on all these playlists that are throwing different bits of music at you, so you're experiencing different bits of music that you wouldn't normally do.
Well, maybe that point is that you're non-committal. So before, it'd be that you've spent 12 quid on an album,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, I am this.
This
is my scene. I'm going to listen to this for the next month until I get paid again.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to buy something similar. So then you develop, without knowing it, a niche purely by financial needs.
Yeah.
Whereas now, you're so exposed to everything.
Exposed to different things.
Like, genres and niches and subcultures aren't really as important.
No, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. Are they dying out?
Didn't sound like it, did it? No, yeah, they are. Yeah, I think you are. You're right. You're right. I think they are dying out, and I don't quite know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if do you know that thing where if you mix all the colours together, you get like a dark brown.
Yeah,
and I think that's sort of maybe what's happening in popular culture. I think everything is so easily accessible and consumed that everything's just becoming a bit of a sludge.
I like the fact that people, or the youth that's coming through now, are listening to multiple different types of music. They're getting exposed to different types of music. Because back in the day, you wouldn't. If some jazz had come on, you'd just, what's this? I'm not buying a jazz record. I'd have done the same.
Yeah, but the proof's in the pudding of what people are creating, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that...
But because you've been exposed to things, they're going to generate a whole set of different ideas about what they want to listen to, what they want to generate themselves.
Yeah, I think I'm talking about... I'm probably thinking more about what's being created. And I probably my last comment there was slightly unfair by saying, oh, well, look what's being created, but that's to do with the machine allowing certain things through.
Yeah.
And it's just pop, isn't it? But I guess what will determine what gets created is technology. So there was a thing recently, the founder of Spotify said, controversially, the cost of creating music is almost zero. And I think what he was saying about it is that, what he was saying there is that you can basically make an album on your laptop.
You can.
But what you do need...
You only need GarageBand and you can do everything.
Well, you're right there. All you need is GarageBand. But let's backtrack a minute. All you need there is an Apple laptop or an Apple computer. And they're starting at about $1,000.
Yeah.
And all you need is time to do that, rather outside of your work. And all you need is the equipment to plug into it and a bit of know-how.
Do you know the software for these things? You know these like Cubase and things like that. What's the price of them like? Have they come down, or has it got more expensive because everybody's using them?
No, they get like updates and stuff. So Apple, some of the leading ones, it was Pro Tools, and you'd buy updates, like Adobe used to do. You used to be able to buy a new Adobe Suite disc, and then they moved to subscription. So some of them, I think they were referred to as DAWs, digital audio something like workspace. Apple are very good because what you do then is you buy a Logic Pro, which is basically an advanced GarageBand, and you get a free subscription or updates. So you pay £200 and then you get updates for life.
See, that's good.
That is good, but you are paying a lot of money for the initial products.
Yeah,
Now,
but I bet it works out cheaper than
It does, but-
an update on like the
Now
garage band.
they're going to benefit obviously because it's updated
Yeah.
because it's initial £200, but that is actually helping the consumer because they're thinking, right, I've made a commitment to £200. I'm going to get my money's worth out.
And it's a one-off payment.
Yeah, they're going to keep at it. They're
Yeah.
not going to just like, oh, I'm fed up with this now.
But I think you're slightly missing my point. So the founder of Spotify was saying that the net cost of producing music is almost zero. It's
Yeah.
not.
No.
You have to maybe fork out $2,000 for your equipment.
If you want to
And then
do it
software.
the home,
Yeah, but you have to think...
rather than getting your mates to come
Garage
round.
band's a free download.
Yeah, but you have to have an Apple Mac to do it
Why do you?
because GarageBand's an Apple software. So you need an Apple.
I've got it on my iPad.
And it's an Apple iPad. So you have to have an Apple iPad, but the Apple iPad won't have the memory capacity as compared to a Mac.
No, it doesn't. No, but you could make
Yeah,
like,
basically, yeah.
basic music on it.
or you could get your mates to come round, carry their instruments, get in your mum's front room.
Yeah. See, I've got the plug-in that I can plug into iPad. You know, is it? It might be something like. Is it called an iMac? It plugs into guitar, plugs into iPad. You can play on GarageBand with it.
Yeah, but
Is it an iMac? Something like that. Anyway.
but think of it as iRig.
iRig. That's it. Yeah.
But think of it as somebody from a working class background who's a teenager trying to get into music and wanted to produce music. They can't afford that.
No.
So it's elitist because an Apple is the top of the range stuff. And if
I
that's,
think
if that's
that's
where-
why I asked you, what's the pricing like now?
well, let's say you pay £200.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant, really, because she's starting to pay over £1,000 for a device that she operate on.
That can work it, yeah.
Yeah.
Can drive it, yeah.
So you have to have that money to begin with, and then you have to have the time to be able to afford to put into it. Because everyone's expected to be self-produced now.
Yeah. And everybody's supposed to be geniuses.
Yeah, and so what he said has caused a bit of outrage. He seems to be a bit of a controversial figure anyway. There's the founder of Spotify, doesn't he? He's always getting in the news somewhere or another.
Yeah.
Not paying artists enough, all that sort of stuff.
Trying to buy football teams and
Disgusting.
stuff like that.
Yeah. But on the subject of streaming,
But can I just...
Yes,
'cause we
sorry.
just skipped through quite a few subjects
We did.
there. Get well soon, Robin. Go on then.
find your camera.
Get well soon, Robin.
Don't forget the microphone.
Sorry?
Don't forget the microphone.
Don't forget. Get well soon, Robin. And they come to the fourth. It's over the... No, it's the wrong one.
Wrong game.
That's tomorrow's.
What was the first CD to sell $1 million?
CD $1 million.
What CD was it, on the subject of streaming, going back?
What, album-wise or artist-wise?
CD. What CD by an artist was the first to sell $1 million?
Oh, it's a tricky one,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I'm trying to think when CDs.
Now, I can tell you the first CD to get to number one, and that was Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. But
Was it really?
But that's not the answer. It was. Oh, was that the first CD pressed? Sorry, that was the first CD pressed. Born in the USA.
Was it?
Something like that. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Sure.
Is he sure? I'm going to go... I don't know. It's a tricky one, this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go...
Michael Jackson,
Sure.
Bad. I don't even
I'll give
know
you
if
a
it
clue.
come out as a CD.
1985.
See, I have no concept with time. That
Um,
don't mean no to me.
there's a bit of a swing track.
Bit of a
Swing.
swing.
Robbie Williams.
1985. Wayne.
1985.
Yeah.
Close.
I was thinking of Swing when he did that Swing album thing.
Swing. Oh, please tell
Oh,
us.
come on. Come on, hit
The
us.
album was Brother in Arms by Dire Straits.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, Sultans of Swing. That's what I was going on.
so
What?
What was the swing bit?
Sultans of Swing.
Sultans.
Oh, right, okay.
I didn't want to go like My MTV or but
That
yeah,
was their
Dire-
debut album, weren't it?
yeah, and they've not really touched that since. That was they basically became a huge pop band and then sort of slipped off the scene.
Oh, I don't know. They had a good run for when they went for 10 years and they did Brothers in Arms.
Brothers
that
in
were a
Arms.
massive seller.
Brothers in Arms was the album I'm talking about.
No, because Sultans of Swing weren't on Brothers in Arms.
Well, just a hint. It was a hint.
Oh, sorry. Right.
Sorry, my fault. That was a bad clue. Brothers in Arms was the
Okay.
was the
Because that's why I said debut album.
Right.
Okay, right. Brothers and Atoms. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it were massive, that one.
Yeah.
And then people went backwards once they found that, and then they found Sultans of Swing again.
But they didn't get to the heights that they got with that.
No.
No.
What was the other one they did? Anyway, it don't matter. Yeah. I've got that somewhere in my boxes upstairs.
What are you keeping them in your pants for?
He's a sharp as a tack. Tic-tac.
So, do you know where the song "Dude Looks Like a Lady" comes from?
Dude look like a lady. Well, it's a Aerosmith song,
It is an Aerosmith song.
and it's sung by
High Five.
Steven Tyler.
High Five Steven Tyler.
And it's a song that I always used to think and I still sing it in my head now, and I always used to think they used to sing "Do the Funky Lady."
Do the funky lady. You're just a disco funk at heart.
Close. What is it then? Right. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
Reading his recipe book.
There's a name that I needed to remember. Right. So a guy comes into a studio to.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. A guy comes into a studio where they're recording, and Steven Tyler's playing this like reverse guitar bit, like and it's like dude, it's like no,
Do
it's,
the funky lady.
no, it's what is it? It's Cruising for the Ladies. Originally, it was Cruising for the Ladies,
Cruising for the ladies.
and the guy's like, it's all right, but then it comes out that originally it was Dude Looks Like a Lady. But they weren't going to go for it because they thought it was a bit weird. Right. And the guy was like, no, I like it. It's got like an edge to it. But where does it come from? It's like, well, the band and the roadies were out in this club one night, and we're all staring at this beautiful woman in the back of the bar, really curvy, beautiful hair, gorgeous. So we went over to approach her, and she turned around, and it was Vince Neil from Motley Crue.
Oh dear.
Wow.
They wouldn't do it now.
No.
No, they wouldn't do it now. He's quite a large gentleman.
Yes, it's still curvy, no?
Well, it's curvy,
It's
yeah.
curvy, yeah.
Curvy in the wrong places rather than the right place. So they nearly mistake.
Everyone thought it was a beautiful lady.
A beautiful lady. Oh dear. Yeah.
They might have got a crack and all.
No. No.
Got another little fact. Well, a couple of things about Aerosmith actually in this episode. Steven Tyler's got another band. It's a solo band. It's called Air Force One.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't
Did
know
they
that.
released anything?
No, he seems to do Aerosmith songs.
Oh,
So I
it's
don't
not
know.
a solo effort then, is it?
I know, but I can't quite work it out. It's called Air Force One, and I think it's a band he plays with when Aerosmith don't want to get together.
Oh, okay.
I've seen him
to play Aerosmith songs.
Oh, Steven Tyler stuff. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think he's ever released a solo album.
No, but another little thing. Walk This Way.
Which way?
He originally lost the lyrics in the back of a taxi. He's on the way to the studio. He's writing his lyrics down and he's quite happy with them.
Yeah.
And one thing leads to another. He gets out of the cab and stuff goes to the studio. He's like, "Oh crap! I left the lyrics in back at the taxi." So then he has to rewrite them, and he can remember bits of it, but it says some of it's changed. But it says somehow someone's either thrown it away or they've got it, but someone's got the original writing or script.
The taxi driver just gathered them all
Yeah,
and he's thrown them away.
Yeah, he would have thrown them away.
Thrown them in the bin.
Because
They've gone to incinerator.
they only become relevant later on,
Yeah.
don't
So,
they? And at that stage, he was mentoring them, weren't he? The fellow we like with big silver beard.
no, it's not him. We've been through this. It's not him though.
No, but he didn't.
Oh, right. No, it is.
He
It is.
connected
Yeah,
the two.
Sorry, it was Rick Rubin. Yeah.
He connected the rap version.
Yeah.
You're two ought to get together and make this record.
Rick Rubin.
Yeah, I know. You're thinking Ted Templeman.
I'm thinking of the guy
was the
from-
one. It looked like somewhere tied to Adam's Family.
I'm thinking of the guy who did the Pump album and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, nice facts there.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Facts.
Facts. What you
facts,
got?
Facts. What have I got? I've got something on our friend Dolly.
Oh, good God. Right, anyway, it's been nice. We'll catch you on the next talk. Go on then.
It caught me eye this because I thought, hey up, she's here again. And at the moment, she's developing a Broadway musical.
Oh, dear.
And it's about her life, and it will be called Hello, I'm Dolly. Taken...
Not Hello, Dolly.
No, Hello, I'm Dolly.
God.
Taken from the first studio album that she did in 1967. And it's going to hit the stages in 2026.
Will you be going?
No.
Oh.
No.
Rotherham Civic Theatre, Doncaster Ice Rink,
Bandstand in Clifton Park.
Dolly on Ice.
That'll be the next thing.
It
That'll
will,
be next
yeah.
thing. Dolly on I.
But I suppose
No,
when
good
you're...
luck to her.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
If she feels that that's the way to go. Yeah. Well, this obsession with taking the story to Broadway, it's getting a little
It's a new
repetitive,
thing, isn't it?
isn't it?
Why he was doing it?
Well, you were telling us about J-Lo doing a...
Oh, J-Lo. She's not taking it to Broadway, though.
No, but she's done like
an
My
indulgent
Life
film.
story. Look at me.
But J-Lo's, she announced a world tour, right? Or American tour or whatever like that. And it was not going well. She was pricing tickets extortionate, right? Which is, J-Lo's very...
Out of touch.
She's a big fan of her own, a big fan of herself. Nobody was buying these tickets, so she reduced the tickets to $10. Still nobody's buying them. Now she's had to cancel the tour because of family things. And she's apparently she's sacked her stylist who's been with her since like 2009.
Well, it's her fault then, isn't it?
Because her stylist had mentioned to somebody that the reason that she's cancelled is because that nobody's been buying tickets.
Well, she's too busy doing films for a start now, anyway.
If she's come out and she said, right, the tickets are going to cost... For the first part about that, only Taylor Swift, being the biggest she is, can say, this is how much tickets are going to be. The rest of them, they haven't got much say in it, really.
I mean, what has J-Lo done apart?
Exactly, what has she done? So, all right, so says she has said, right, put tickets on sale. So tickets would have gone up at 150 quid, minimum.
Yeah.
Right? Well, just to that for
I bet
minimum.
it is.
You get a seat right up back in a telescope. So people are thinking, 150 quid, see J-Lo, what's she done? And then next minute she turns around and says, you can have it for a tenner. So instantly you're thinking, hold on, you're lifting my leg with 150. Now you're taking piss, aren't you?
But what happens to them people that's bought the ticket for 150? Does she give 140 quid back?
I hope so. I hope she gives them all 150 back because she's cancelled tour. The sounds of it.
She'll just to be at a later date.
Family issues.
When my family issues have sorted itself out in the next 5 years.
My stylist is
I'll
all to
come
blame
back.
because she's been talking behind my back.
Also, the Black Keys have secretly ditched their arena tour.
Secretly ditched it. You know about it though. So it's not that secret.
I got a finger on the pulse. I know a guy knows a guy. So they were doing a big tour and they were doing arenas, and I questioned it. I can't remember if I mentioned it on here. That I was surprised that they were doing arena tours because they not really an arena band. They've got they won Grammys and they're a big deal, but they're not an arena band. No. And I don't know how many people are going to turn up to see them at arena. But it's not been going well, so they've now backtracked and they're doing like O2 sort of big gigs, but not
that's
as
their
big.
venue.
Yeah,
that's their venue. That.
Somebody misinformed them that they should do arena gigs. So that's not what they're.
I mean, a small arena holds what, 12,000, 12,500?
Yeah, the fan base doesn't want to watch them in an arena. They want to watch them in a smaller gig.
Yeah, that's where they made their reputation, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what their sound evokes, not an arena.
Yeah, Bon Jovi, stadium band. You get that?
Yeah.
Aerosmith.
Steps. Yeah. I get it.
Steps. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Black Keys. No.
Yeah. So they've gone down the academy sort of stuff and stuff, which is good.
What were them? Greta Van Fleet. They want to be stadium, but they're still playing arena. They're still playing the. They want to play arenas, but they're still playing O2s, aren't they?
Yeah. Well,
I saw some footage the other day, and it's got real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got real bad, real pretentious.
Oh, yeah.
Wanna be Led Zeppelins.
Yeah, but he's out front now, and he's got it all down one leg, and it looks disgusting. It's looking really bad.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's looking really bad. Yeah. No, it's not a good sign.
Wow.
I've not heard any good stuff from them anyway. Notes really struck out at me.
I think I've got maybe 2-3 tracks of theirs on my playlist.
I used to have one, maybe two, and I ain't even got them now.
Is it Highway Song?
I don't remember the names of them. I mean, I've seen them live, but I can't. Like, they're just basically they're a good band, but they just really need to distance themselves from this Zeppelin thing.
But I don't think they can, because then they're not who they are. And I don't think they're that good. I don't think they're as good as people like Dirty Honey.
They are good.
I think Dirty Honey are...
They're just not original.
Rival Sons, I think both of them bands were waiting for
AC/DC, Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
I think it's just
all in that same George thing.
They have to rely on hitching a ride on somebody else's back visually as well as musically to make their statement. Yeah, we can all be fans of bands, but you don't have to be a cover band, do you? Or a tribute band, and that's basically what they are. Sound-wise and visually, he's gone over the top now. He's really gone over the top with his facial expressions, and he's not impersonating Robert Plant, not for 1 minute. But it's just behave. If he has a look at himself in 5 years' time and looks back, he'll think, "Oh my God,
what's he doing?
He's just wearing all like chiffon and pulling funny faces."
I wonder if this is what people said when Freddie Mercury was out. Whoa, he needs to pack it in. What's wrong with the double denim?
No.
There's no wrong with double. What? Hey, status quo. There's not wrong with those lads. Why is that guy?
No, because
dancing around like he's got a bumblebee in his pants.
With his big white teeth.
When he was a couple of years ago.
What's with that moustache?
When he was a couple of years ago.
Who does he think he is?
A couple of years ago. Yeah, all right. We know what you sound like, and your stage shows are all right. You look all right, but it's gone a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. No, all right. Freddie, what did Freddie do? He wore Adidas trainers and a pair of white trousers.
Well, at some point. Before then, he was flouncing around with capes and wings. And
well, he did, yeah. He didn't go the Prince way, did he? Stilettos and stockings. Come on. There's a fact, anyway.
Go on, then.
One of my favourite tracks by Queen, in fact, possibly my favourite track. No, I like White Man. It was a great track. Yeah. But possibly one of my... It's Seven Seas of Rye.
Okay.
And when it come out, I thought it was brilliant. And I still think it's brilliant. It's a great track. And it might be because I was in my youth and it evokes all them times then. But I've realised recently why I liked it so much. Because I found out that what was in the charts at the same time as it. So, when you've got the choice of Queen and Seven Seas of Rye, and it's up against ABBA's Waterloo,
big song.
Mud, Cat Crept In, Crapped and Crept Out Again, Wombles, Remember You're a Womble,
classic,
Glitter Band, Angel Face, I'm passing no comment, Paper Lace, Billy, Don't Be a Hero,
big song,
Glitter Band again, Remember Me This Way. Now, make of that what you will. Limmy and the Family Cooking, Walking Miracle, Chi-Lite's Honey Girl, and Jimmy Osmond, I'm Gonna Knock on Your Door.
Sounds like a threat.
Well, I think it might have been. He was 9 when he did it.
I'm gonna knock on your door and ask for my ball back.
So you can see, I realised when I saw this chart from that particular week or that particular month.
You haven't had much competition, have you?
There were a good reason why I like Seven Seas of Rye. Because it's up against this lot, this sack of shite.
I guess you forget, don't you, how different... So what you would look back on now, like, the history is written by the winners. You look back on there's all this great music out at this time. The 70s was just full of great music, great bands.
Not all of it.
Lots of crap.
Lots of crap. Yeah, we're always stating that 70s were best era, and it was. It was, for a lot of other reasons, but not for the reasons I've just pointed out. Wombles, Remember You're a Womble. No.
It's important
Robin
to
Trower,
remember that.
Bridge of Sighs, Happy Days.
So, has anybody heard
Twice removed from yesterday.
Anybody heard of a band called Dog Store?
Dogstar, yeah, it's Keanu Reeves'
Yeah,
band.
I've not heard of them.
Yeah.
And they're doing a European tour at the minute, getting some
He's a bass player.
really good reviews on it.
Yeah.
And they've just booked a big American tour for end of August for the rest of the summer. And yeah, it's bass players Keanu Reeves. And I'm like, oh right. And I knew he played bass, but I didn't know that he were in a band.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that they might not be getting a world tour or whatever it is if it weren't for the fact that it's Keanu Reeves playing.
Well, I would imagine that helps.
Playing bass, but yeah, he loves his bass. He's really into it, and
He had lessons with Flea.
Yeah, I knew he was a big bass player and he played bass, but I didn't know. I thought it was just a hobby type of thing.
Sorry, my only fear for them is that are they going to see the band or are they going to see Keanu Reeves?
Probably that.
It's just going to be a sea of phones going, oh, look at
Yeah,
Keanu.
Yeah,
It's a shame,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, it is.
I mean,
I've not heard out by them. I don't know if they're any good or what type of stuff they play. It was just the fact that they got some really good reviews now. Reading this thing, I'm like, dogs, I've never heard of them. Who are these? And when I looked in, I thought, oh, it's Keanu Reeves.
I've not actually heard any of their songs.
I didn't know he were in a band. Although I knew he played bass, I didn't realise he was that much into the music side.
Yeah, seems that way.
I can recommend these Peroni Capri. Very nice.
I didn't realise we paused for a commercial break. By the way, have you noticed how white my shirt is? That's because I use Daz. Daz, what a great powder.
Have you noticed my hair, how shiny it's looking?
£1.10. How much it cost?
When I move my headlights, it sways and swishes.
£1.10.
It's got a blue tint to it. It's that washing powder my wife uses. It's got little blue specks in it. I'm sure that's what's doing it.
Cork, great for incontinence.
All right, enough already. What else you got, Wayne?
What else have I got? I've seen line up today for Glastonbury.
Yeah.
What a sack of shite.
Yeah, it's not amazing, is it?
Sack of shite.
An absolute. I would be so disappointed if I'd. What did you say it cost us for a Glastonbury weekend? Did you say it's about 300
It's about
quid?
£300, yeah.
If I'd have paid £300, if I'd have paid £100 to go for over 4 days to watch that,
I haven't
sack of
seen the
shit,
lineups
I
headlining.
would be so disappointed.
Who's playing?
I'm just going to get my phone out because on my notes it says C phone. Because I didn't want to write it all. I didn't want to write it all down, so I just took
the internet.
I took a picture of the thing.
What I'll just say is content is king, everybody.
So we've got Coldplay,
Okay.
Caesar.
They're the most.
Is it Caesar?
Coldplay have played Glastonbury the most times, haven't they?
Yeah.
Headlined it.
Yeah.
Is it Dua Lipa? Lipa?
Dua Lipa.
Shania Twain, but apparently she's changing the lyrics to
Shaniqua Twain.
so many of her songs.
Yeah, she does that though. Like instead of Brad Pitt, she refers to other people.
And
like,
that is about it.
no, there's not three
There'll be
people.
about 150 other bands on.
Let's
There
have,
is.
let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Little Sims,
Yeah.
Burna Boy, PJ Harvey,
PJ
17,
Don't read them all out.
Olivia
150.
Dean. Oh, Paloma Faith,
Yeah.
Keane,
Yeah.
Paul Eaton, Cyndi Lauper.
You're right. It is rubbish.
Yeah.
Paul Eaton's there.
It's not
The
very
Last
good.
Dinner Party, Nothing
They're
But
good, they're good.
Thieves,
Nothing
Bombay
but Thieves are
Bicycle
good. Nothing
Club,
but Thieves are very good.
Last in the party up and coming, they're pretty good.
Jessie Ware, Justin, Messago. What? It's just a sack of shit.
I've not heard of that band.
It's absolute bollocks, that.
Is that another one, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is that a new stage?
They're on second. LCD Sound System.
Oh, they're very good. I like them.
Who are these people?
No, I like LCD Sound System.
No, you don't.
I
You've
do.
never heard of them.
They've got a song called Daft Punk is Playing in My House. They've been around since like noughties.
No, I'm not having that. Don't believe it. James
Hey, if Wayne's not heard of them, they're not
but
worth knowing.
exactly, it
I
don't
don't believe
exist. I'm not having that
Shove it up your
one
ass.
bit. But no, I just thought, oh my God, what a sack of shit. What's happened this year?
Well, the
to
thing
Glastonbury?
there is...
I think
you're
that's
going to see
scraping
all, you're
barrel,
going to see
that.
all smaller bands and you'll have a great time.
Yeah.
You will have a good time, but to bands he's been unseen, that is embarrassing. I think it is.
It's not big, is it? It's not
I
big.
don't think that there's, apart from if you take Coldplay out and Paul Eaton, there's not a big name there.
I knew you were. I thought, I could feel it in my water that he were going to mention Paul Eaton. I didn't know whereabouts, but I knew we were going to bring him back into the game.
One of the best bands ever, isn't it? Come on.
No.
Yes.
No, you like him, so that's all that matters.
Beautiful.
But what I want to
Great
mention,
band.
so as soon as you mentioned Glastonbury,
I was just very
there's an initiative going on with Glastonbury and the rest of festivals for the rest of the year, like Leeds and things like that, Reading. And they're trying to encourage, well, not for the rest of the year actually, up to 4th of July. They're trying to encourage the youth of today from 18 to 36 to vote.
Oh God, I'm not in the youth anymore.
Yeah.
No, you're
not a youth anymore.
You've come into oldies.
Yeah.
What would you be classed as now?
Middle-aged.
Wrinkly?
No, I'm wrinkly.
Oh, you're wrinkly. No, what am I then?
You're old.
Capable.
Capable.
You're old, I'm wrinkly, he's middle-aged now.
I don't know where middle age kicks in now. Anyway.
About 40.
Well, I thought I were middle-aged.
No.
So they're trying to get, there's two groups of people, and there's two campaigns that's joining forces. They're going to have stalls or some sort of interactive thing at all these festivals, encouraging people to vote because they're saying it's important. That might be the case. Can you imagine? You're walking around, you've got a hot dog in one hand and a beer in the other.
Yeah.
And there's some bloke saying, come here, I want to talk to you about voting.
We'll give you a free beer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're going to have to do that to get their attention.
Yeah,
Do you know one way that they can get people to vote is by making it easier and accessible? If you can do banking online, why can't you vote online?
Well,
No,
yeah, because I don't know. I disagree with you there because I want to know that person that's voting is that person that should be voting.
I think people would be more informed if it was online. Now, if, like I say, I'll say the same thing. If you can do banking online, if you can pay someone...
There's ways around that if it's online, isn't it?
But everyone will be able to do it. If I don't want to have to go to the post office. Anyway, this is not...
No, this is not
This is not...
But I'll end with a political musical story.
Go.
Rishi Sunak...
No, I mean, go.
Go, this man. Rishi Sunak has gotten into country music.
Woohoo!
Why?
He said it's taken him a while, but it's really gotten into country music, and all his mates, they're suggesting songs to him, and he's suggesting songs back. So there we go.
He's doing Cuban heels and a cowboy hat now.
A little bit of rock, a little bit of roll, standing around. Yep.
And on that note, goodbye.
Oh, well, wait a minute.